Hey, this is Marlo with Marlo Gets Fit, coming to you from Eureka, California. I am at my mom's house once again. So I just wanted to do my day 2 of my 7 days of healthy steps to blast the quarantine 10 away. You know, those 10 extra pounds everyone's been putting on because of all this weird quarantine stuff. So today's day 2, so I wanted to go over what is today's topic is tracking yourself. Tracking yourself really helps you to keep yourself accountable. So I wanted to go over some tips in that direction. And if you missed yesterday's video, let me put my glasses on so I can see. Yesterday's video was 3 mental strategies to help you lose weight. So you can check out yesterday's video if you want some tips on that, because a lot of weight loss and a lot of getting healthy, making changes in your life is all to do with your head and mental attitude. So check out yesterday's video, day 1, if you want to get some tips there. So today we're going to go over tracking yourself, day number 2. And let me just do a couple of updates. So as you can see, I'm at my mom's house, and I'm in her spare room with guitars on the wall and a strange background, but wanted to we're coming down here because if you saw my previous videos from a couple weeks ago, my mom's house was robbed, and so we're helping her put in some more security. And so we're down here just for probably just tonight and tomorrow, and helping her and doing a quick visit and that sort of thing. My daughter and her boyfriend came with me, so it'll be a lot of fun. It was a beautiful drive. It was a beautiful sunny day. A little maybe smoky. You couldn't really see definite smoke, but it looked a little smoky, or maybe it was just foggy in the hills and stuff like that. But it was beautiful. I did do a little picture or a video from Crescent City, from the harbor. It was super windy. My hair was all over, and I don't think you could really hear what I was saying. All I was really saying was, "It's windy." But it was real pretty. You could hear the sea lions barking in the distance, and that was a really pretty uneventful trip and fun. Other than that, super busy day, and it's Friday. Be sure and celebrate your progress and your all the progress you've made on your journey towards your goals. You got to pat yourself on the back once in a while, because if you're gonna just be waiting till the very end to celebrate, it's gonna be a pretty boring and awful journey. So celebrate your progress along the way. So here we go. So when you're on your get healthy journey, it really helps, and I've experienced this myself, to track yourself, track your what you're eating, like what you're doing, and it helps you to be accountable. Let's see. It helps you have self-awareness, so you're seeing what you're eating, when you're eating, why you're eating, and that sort of thing. Or if you're exercising, you want to track all the things that you're doing, and it helps you to stay motivated. Keeping track of behavior motivates you to change, and your change becomes more, you're more likely to make the change and keep the change, and you become more accountable with yourself. Because I know it's really easy to, eat those extra chips or eat that extra cookie, or do that when you're not really tracking it or counting it. It's like, did it really happen if I didn't write it down? Sometimes you fool yourself, because you think, oh, I only had, 1 or 2, but really you had 3, 4, or 5 of something, So it really helps for me to keep track of what I'm doing. And to do it, you want to keep a food diary. So you want to write down what you eat, how much you eat, and keep track of like the calories, the carbs. I'm not sure what's going on out there. Something strange. So the calories and carbs. So you're keeping a carb count. If you're doing low carb, then you're probably wanting to stick between or below 20 grams of carbs a day. So you want to make sure you're keeping track of that. And if you're doing really strict, you would be probably keeping track of other macros. Like your grams of fat, grams of protein. So it just depends on the level that you want. I would say for myself, keep it as simple as possible, because if you have to write down every little nutrient and stuff that you're eating, then you might be a little bit easy to just stop doing it because it's just too complicated. So keep it simple, but whatever level you want. I use a thing called MyFitnessPal, and it's really helpful. You can set it up for the type of eating you're doing, if you're doing low carb, or if you're doing calorie or fats, and it'll keep track. It has a food, you just look up the foods, type it in. You can do barcodes, and it will look up foods for you. It's really nice. Or you can put your own macros in there, and it keeps track of everything really nice and neat. Makes it a lot easier, but it does take some practice. I found that it took me several times to stop and start, because I would do it for a day or two, and then I would forget to do it and get behind, so I'd have to restart. But you have to make it a habit, and that's one thing. But you also want to keep track of like your exercise. How many times a day are you exercising, or what are you doing? And you can really see and pinpoint what your problem areas are. Also, how much water you're drinking, maybe that would help. And another thing that's good is to kind of jot down your moods. Like if you're eating something, what is your mood? Are you happy? Are you sad? Did something happen? Are you disappointed? Maybe you can find out what triggers you to eat too much or eat the wrong things. Also events, like if it was going out with my friends on a Friday night, going out dancing, or it was a birthday party or something like that. Log those things too. Just kind of keep a general log of things, and you can kind of see patterns of where you slip, where you do really good, and then adjust yourself so that you can try to prevent those things from happening. Also, you want to keep track of your weight. Now, some people, your weight fluctuates a lot, and it can fluctuate a whole lot between, day to day. You can, swing 2-3 pounds depending on how much water you're retaining and all this kind of stuff. So if you are, one of those people that just gets really depressed every time it goes up and down, don't weigh yourself every day. And a lot of people recommend that. Don't weigh yourself every day. I'm one of the people that likes to weigh myself every day. I can take it. I know it's going to swing up and down, so I'm looking for the gradual. So I kind of keep note every single day, and then I can see it go up, but it's gradually going down, but it's going to go up and down the whole time. So, do that. Maybe you want to weigh yourself once a week or even once a month. It just depends, but definitely keep track. And you can, I notice that when I weigh every day, I can and log my food and the things that are going on. You can kind of see trends of things that affect you more, like things that make you retain water, so, oh, every time I eat this, the next day my weight spikes up 2 pounds, I'm gaining water. So this makes me, gain, have inflammation. So maybe I should not eat that as much or not as often or something like that. So it really does help. So I really do recommend, especially at first, a food diary is really, really good. If you're just starting low carb or something, because it takes practice, and it will really help you to see exactly how much you're eating. Because a lot of times, if you're doing low carb, you might be eating all these extra things and you don't realize you're eating all these extra carbs. One of the big things that people don't realize is condiments. Like, if you're adding a little bit of ketchup or a little bit of barbecue sauce and those sort of things, if you're not getting the sugar-free variety, there's actually a lot of carbs in those. So they can really add up, to 5, 6, 7 grams, and that's almost half of what you're supposed to have for one day. So those type of things can really add up. And also the portions, if you are eating too much, too large of portions, you're getting those extra carbs and not really realizing it. So the food diary is really going to help you pinpoint those things and start to get used to, what portions you should be eating and that sort of thing. And just see the trends and see what's triggering you, what's making you eat too much, what helps you to not eat too much. So there's lots of things with the food diary that really helps. And then they say that studies show that people that keep a food diary tend to lose more weight. And not only that, but they tend to keep it off and keep it off for longer. So it really does help, especially if you find yourself, struggling. And what I've found is, during my journey, I'd do really good. And, you get to where you're used to what you're supposed to eat and then all of a sudden, you kind of stall. Why am I stalling? So I'll start logging my food again, and then I'll, it helps you to pinpoint, oh, look, I've added too much of this, or my carbs have snuck up, here or there. It really helps you to pinpoint what's going on with you. So I hope that helped. I hope you got some benefit from that, because I know logging and tracking really does help me. It helps me to figure out what's going on. Is there a trend with my moods? Is it, when I'm sad, I eat, because a lot of people emotionally, and especially now with this, all this stress and the quarantine and, being stuck at home, not being able to see your family maybe, or, not being able to go to work. Lots of stress eating, I think, lots of just stress alone is enough to make you gain weight. So it really, if you start tracking, I think that will really help. And then get ready if you're just starting out. Watch yesterday's video, because that's going to give you the mental preparation to start your Get Healthy journey. And then tomorrow I'm going to have another day 3. I will have another tip for you to help you get healthy and get on your weight loss journey, whatever it is you're trying to do. So stick with me tomorrow. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to be doing my video. I'm going to try to do it earlier tomorrow, since we are going to be doing a lot of stuff around here. I'm going to fit it in sometime, and then probably be heading back home tomorrow night. But stay tuned tomorrow for day 3, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you on my next video.